The wizard had always suspected that resumes were dangerous things. They stacked quickly. They leaned. And if you weren't careful, they turned into pedestals. That was how it happened on the podcast. Jessica Jones, was doing what she did best, laying out context with precision and enthusiasm. Credentials flowed like a well-meaning avalanche. Air Force. Engineering. Robotics. Alternate energy. Humanitarian work. Writing. Companies. Mars. Moon. Logistics. The wizard, introduced that day as Robert, felt the stack rising beneath his feet. Careful, he laughed into the mic. If you build that pedestal any higher, I'm going to fall off an F** my resume. Jessica laughed. The audience laughed. And somewhere in the background, the universe nodded in approval. Because humility, the wizard knew, was still the best stabilizer field ever invented. The accidental photograph. Once the laughter settled, the story that never quite fit anywhere else found its way back to center. The Polaroid. A telecommunications lab. An electromagnetic field experiment that behaved creatively. And there it was, captured mid-moment like an embarrassed secret, a mantid-type extraterrestrial form, caught not by intention, but by curiosity colliding with timing. No dramatic setup. No ritual. Just a lab, a camera, and a reality hiccup. The wizard had learned something important that day. The universe reveals itself more often through accidents than announcements. Credentials are just footnotes, as Jessica continued, gracious, thorough. The wizard reflected on the strange arc of his life. Born May 14, 1945, in St. Augustine, Florida. Air Force years. Electronics and robotics ventures. Alternate energy experiments. Humanitarian efforts that never made headlines. Stories written to make sense of things no spreadsheet could. Founding Global Robotics Corporation had seemed logical at the time, an attempt to give structure to ideas that refused to sit still. Sharing Interplanetary Trading Company felt like the same impulse, just scaled outward. But none of that, the wizard knew, explained why people leaned in when he spoke. It wasn't the resume. It was the questions. Earth as training ground. When the conversation turned to ITC, the wizard felt the familiar tug toward the long view. This isn't just about selling electronics, he explained. It's about preparing humanity, retail as rehearsal. Supply chains as survival practice. I managed logistics as a kindness, not a control system. Earth wasn't being abandoned. Earth was being prepared. Mars, the Moon, orbital habitats, they were chapters, not exits. And any future trade worth participating in would need sovereignty of spirit as much as efficiency of systems. Why the pedestal always cracks. The wizard realized something mid-conversation, standing metaphorically atop that wobbling stack of accomplishments. Pedestals fail because they separate. And separation, between expert and witness, leader and listener, past and future, was the very illusion the Roadshow existed to dissolve. So he stepped down willingly. Back into laughter. Back into curiosity. Back into being human. The only title that matters. By the time the episode closed, the wizard felt lighter. Not because the credentials were gone, but because they'd been reframed. Not as authority. Not as proof. But as context. Tools used. Paths walked. Mistakes survived. The real work, as always, was still ahead. And as the microphones powered down, the wizard made a private note for future chapters of the Roadshow. Never let the resume lead the story. Let wonder do that instead. Because pedestals break. But curiosity? Curiosity holds. God bless, and mind the step when climbing piles of paper. Global Robotics Corporation, Interplanetary Trading Company, Robert Coley.